What would you say your proudest moment is as an entrepreneur?
Proudest moment. I mean, there are moments that continue on every day. The fact that I get to provide for my family without having to answer to anyone else is a pretty powerful thing. I would say that.
But that's everything.
Yeah. That's like if I want to buy something, I fucking buy it. If I want to, take friends out, I do it. Like if I want to treat my mom to something nice, it's that freedom is amazing. And it wasn't always like that, obviously, but the hard work really does pay off.
Today on Hello Dreamer, I'm so excited to welcome my badass friend Jeni. She's not only a huge inspiration to me, but her brutally honest approach to entrepreneurship is exactly what we all need more of. Jeni is a serial entrepreneur, disruptive brand builder, and self-proclaimed professional eater. Back in 2018, she started her incredible coffee brand called Coffee Dose inside a hair salon in Costa Mesa. She literally only had 88 square feet of space to open with. Today, just 6 years later, she's transformed that little 88 square foot space into an $8 million a year business with 5 booming locations. Like me, Jeni thrives in chaos, runs on little sleep, and is completely obsessed with building her brand. And trust me, she's only getting started. Get ready for some raw, unfiltered talk about what it really takes to build something from the ground up and transform it into a thriving empire.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
This is amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're obviously big fans of what you've done.
Yeah.
Big fans.
Yeah. I mean, when I was actually doing your intro, like, I know I was just with you like 2 days ago, but I was doing your intro and I was like, she's been doing this 6 years. Like to have 5 locations and doing $8 million in sales in just 6 years, like that honestly is like a massive accomplishment.
Thank you.
Like
it really is.
Let's go.
Like that's so fucking hard. Like
I try to remind myself.
Yeah, like that's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Being in this.
Yeah.
And I never asked you, like, why coffee? Like what led you to doing coffee?
Well, I mean, I can answer it so many different ways. I love coffee and my husband loves coffee and we actually love the coffee shop experience. But in terms of like how this came about, I was franchising Bronze Bunny, my other company at that time. And I fucking hated it. I can cuss, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard for me not to. Especially when I'm passionate in the passion mode.
Let it out, girl.
Yeah.
So unleash.
So yeah, I franchised Bronze Bunny and it was just not what I expected. And I would say, like, if someone asked me, like, what's your biggest accomplishment and what's your biggest failure? I hate the word failure because I do feel like you grow from it, but I failed at franchising Bronze Bunny and it was mostly my fault. I just wanted to do everything myself. I wanted to have my hand in everything. I wanted to give out my personal cell phone number to my franchisees. I was like fully available and that like bit me in the ass. But to not go too deep into it, I was so creatively drained from that process of franchising it. I went from like customer facing, focusing on the experience of that brand, having so much fun because I've been doing that for 13 years. And I just was like, I was fucking over it because it just did not turn out how I expected. And I let the wrong people in. Anyways, I was creatively drained.
Did you end up franchising them?
I did.
How many?
3, and one of them had like a 3-deal option attached to it.
Okay. Was it just like overwhelming and not what you love doing? Is that like why it drained you?
I think that if we would have hired like a full development team and really hit it hard, I wanted to do it organically. That's how I start my businesses. That's how I wanted to grow the business.
And the franchising, just actually going through with franchising is not as easy as it sounds.
No.
It's fucking hard.
It's hard and it's a beast. And you have to remember, like, I'm my own boss for a reason. And when you franchise, you essentially create mini bosses that feel like they have a right to all of your shit. And they do to an extent. And I think that was the push and pull there. It was like these women are investing a lot of money to start this brand in their state. And it's just like, I wanted to help them so much, but I got burned in doing so. I was just a little too available. And then, we're emotional beings as women and bitchy and catty and hormonal, and it was just a lot. So I am everyone's entrepreneurial cheerleader. So I was getting my hair done one day by my friend who's no longer my friend.
I love
So I was getting my hair done and she was bitching, right, about, I fucking hate working for people. I want to get out of here. I want to open my own salon. And entrepreneurial cheerleader in me, I was like, let's fucking do it. Let me help you. And so I went out and I connected her with my broker, and I actually found the location where Coffee Dose was
it the one
first
with
born.
Chalk?
Yes,
Yeah.
across the street. It was like an antique store at the time. It was kind of like semi-abandoned, and they were trying to figure it out. Anyways, long story short, we signed the lease, went into construction. This is just for the salon, right? I was helping her along the way, and I was like, it'd be really fucking cool. You should do a coffee bar in the hair salon. Like, how cool would that be?
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, how do I do that? I'm like, I don't know. I go, but I do know a couple like local small coffee operators that might be interested. Let me reach out. I'm a connector. I'm like master connector. You are too. So I started having these conversations. No one's interested. Shocker. It's like 88 square feet on the side street of East 18th.
it was still so cute, even in the hair salon, though.
Of course.
It was so
but
cute.
At the time, it was nothing,
Yeah.
And so I have a very creative mind, and I was excited to present these opportunities to these women, and no one really cared. They were like, no, thanks. We want to like do our own thing. And so I was like laying in bed one night with Oscar, and I'm like, I want to do it. Like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing, but I know how to brand shit, and I know how to create something that people are obsessed with. Like, I know how to do that. I can confidently do that over and over again. So, of course, the next day we get to work. Oscar was like a little hesitant. I guess we'll say hesitant.
Sound familiar?
Horrified, terrified. He looks at me. He loves me a lot, but he always
Sound familiar?
he'll look at me. Oh, I'm sure you guys were laying in bed too, and she's like, "I'm going to start a podcast," and then you order.
Which
all the
night are we
equipment.
talking about here?
Yeah. We. Yep. So yeah, I mean, we both got to work, and I think Oscar was also really excited because we hadn't been able to do anything together yet as a couple, and we are one of those rare couples that like we truly love each other and we really respect each other, and like I love spending time with him, because most people say, like, how do you work with your husband? I'm like, well, I'm like my husband's fucking hot. First of all, I'm obsessed with him, and like we're different. We're just different in terms of our relationship. But anyways.
That's great.
amazing.
It's gonna make me get hot.
That's great.
So, and I think that's part of the success too. But so we get to work, and we reached out to and at that time I was like, I can't believe I'm gonna open a coffee shop. This is crazy. And I did at one point in my life like have that as a goal. Like, I would love to open a coffee shop. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what that meant, but like I wanted to do.
Well, just like me, I'm like, I want to open up a health food, like smoothie bar, salad, like at some point in my life. Like, I still like love that concept.
Yeah. And I think it's there, right? And it's always like at the, top of your mind. And the opportunity came out. And I feel like at that time you could have plugged in any idea. And I was just so desperate to do something different because of what was happening with Bronze Bunny. I mean, I was like in lawsuits, and like, I mean, I was in some dark times.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So yeah, and this was like, okay, not only are we going to open a coffee shop, which was tiny, like I can do that. I was like doing the math. This is how, I know that you think I'm probably super smart, but I'm dumb in certain areas.
No, you're smart.
But I was doing the math, and I'm like, okay, if there's 8 salon chairs and each patron gets a banana bread and a coffee, it's like $15. And then if each chair turns 4 times, that was like my math. And I was like, I could probably do
that's
some
the best
shopping.
way of doing math.
Yeah.
You back into your numbers.
But the math wasn't even good. It
math
was like,
wasn't mathing?
But it was fine. But it was like, at that point, I could have made $0. I entered into it with just the passion of wanting to create. And that was what drove it. And so the math ended up mathing, definitely. But my initial idea of like covering my bases was just kind of, was like a little flatline, but that's okay. So we started on the process, and anti-bitch serum was like the first thing that came to my mind, because obviously the whole point is you're a fucking bitch until you have your coffee. And so here's some anti-bitch serum. And I couldn't believe how many people
You are like one of the most creative like people.
Thank you.
Like everything that you do, I feel like is so creative.
You guys are
like your Yelp reviews and the picture frames. Like I love how you just like call out the bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Because like that makes your brand like more of a brand.
Well, for sure. And entering into coffee, like, again, I could have stuck with the simple math and we could have made a little bit of money in it and had fun for a little bit. But for me, I was like, let's fuck this space up. Like, I'm ready to fuck this shit up. And I started thinking about, okay, well, what is missing in this industry? When I go to coffee shops, so this is a perfect example. I go to Blue Bottle. This is like right when we started our process of like, what is this brand going to be and what is it going to mean to people? My husband and I, we went down to Blue Bottle in LA, and I was like, which by the way is the worst fucking coffee. Sorry, Blue Bottle.
We don't care.
So
fuck Blue Bottle.
I go, well, now they sold out. So that's probably why. It actually didn't taste bad back then. It tastes different now. Anyways.
It's just like sterile when you walk in there. Like it's like sterile. And there's nothing exciting.
Yes. And this is the point, right?
Yeah.
So I go into Blue Bottle and I'm excited because I've heard Blue Bottle at that point, 6 years ago, Blue Bottle was like, it was big and it was growing in LA. And it was supposed to be like where you went to get the best coffee. So I walk in and I was like, you know, there's this male barista and he's like, and because we're in LA and so it's like even more of that there. And so I'm like, hi, oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Okay. So like, what are you known for? What are your specialties? And he's like, so we make cappuccinos. That's popular. I was like, awesome. And I like cappuccinos. Like I like cappuccinos when I'm in Europe, like at a cafe in Italy. I don't want to go to Blue Bottle for a cappuccino. I want like wow me with something exciting like this.
Give me something
you know?
different.
Yeah. Even though I am a simple coffee drinker, but like I was excited. And that day I was like,
we have something.
Yeah.
We're going to fuck it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm marketing to me, right? And if I can market to me, which I make up a big part of our community, this type of person that's like wants an experience, knows that they enjoy good quality things, but I want to do it in like a fun setting, a fun environment. And then now fast forward 6 years, it's like there's so much saturation in our industry. And like, I love that we are still marketing to that girl because she loves this shit, you know? I mean, yeah, the guys love it too.
But dude, you've like separated yourself. Just like I haven't known you that long. I just started following you on social media, by the way. You're a great follow. But like you've separated yourself here. And I know this and I do my stores. It's all about the experience. It's all about the brand. It's all about selling to the type of person that you know you're going to sell to. You got to know your audience, right? Yeah. And like I've seen you do that. And like we were drinking coffee dose before we knew you. Long before you knew you. And like enjoying the experience. And that's why we did. It was convenient. And the experience was dope. And obviously you guys have a great product, right?
And the coffee, like legit is the best, I feel like, around here.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's a great point to make. Like you have to know your audience. You got to speak to your audience. You got to know your audience. And you can't try and be something that you're not.
Yeah.
So from that, how many square feet was it? 80 square feet?
88 square feet. And we just, when we opened our doors finally, that was fucking wild. I mean, we had lines around the block.
I know, even that little, it's months. This one sticker. Like, I swear to God, this anti-bitch serum is like what sold it.
Yeah.
Like everyone wanted to take a picture of their coffee with their anti-bitch serum and post it on social.
Yeah, no, for sure. And at that time, there was truly nothing like us. And now people have started to become a little more edgy with their branding. And you can see a lot of us and other people. And that's fine. Like it is what it is. We're still the original. Yep. But yeah, I couldn't believe how many people wanted bitch on a cup. Like it was wild. And people were driving from all over. And it was awesome. And we did launch with CBD. That was the original anti-bitch serum.
I remember that.
Yeah, we had CBD lattes. The health department came in and like seized our product. I was in the newspaper and oops, I didn't know. I was like, you can't get high, you know, but it's the health department. They're just dumb.
So this store is like really what led you to believe that like there was a ton of potential around this brand. Like I feel like it was like a good little test. Like
totally.
This 80, like it's I guess the amount of capital you had to put into those 80 square feet like wasn't a huge investment to like prove out a concept and build a business around it.
For sure. Yeah, it was a very I mean, I still look back at that time, and I think my whole team does too, because it's all the same team. It was just like, we knew we created magic, and it was just like every day going there. It was so fun. And just like seeing the people, like even during COVID, we fucking killed it.
That's
COVID.
like the first time I came in there was during
Killed
COVID.
it. Yeah. People were coming from, they were bringing their grandmother and their mom, and their like, people were stuck in their homes, miserable, and they felt like they couldn't go anywhere, but they went out once a day for their coffee.
They just wanted that experience.
Yeah. And at that time, truth be told, we didn't care what you did. We didn't care if you wanted to wear a mask. We didn't care.
Same.
It's just like, come
shit.
As you are.
Yep. Come as you are.
I'm not going to put a plexiglass up and fucking hand it to you with a fake arm. You know, I just felt like there was so much weird shit happening at that time. All we wanted to do was give you that one piece of normal a day. People appreciated that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Did you have like a mentor, like anyone that you would lean on to like help you from not only like a branding standpoint, but like a business standpoint?
You know, at that time, I didn't have a mentor specifically for that mission. So one of my creatives, she's been with me since the beginning of Bronze Bunny. Her name's Christy. She doesn't know this, and I probably don't tell her this enough. She's actually a mentor to me. I think we probably look at each other that way, but she is such a huge part of this. And so when people compliment me and the job that we've done with Coffee Dose, I always think about Christy.
Good for you.
Yeah. I don't like to talk about her too much because I'm like, that's my secret weapon. But when you look at the brand, I know that it's a lot of me that comes out, but I have a whole team of amazing badass bitches that are just like holding me up behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's important. I have a Christy, Tasia. Is like my VP of ops. Like, yeah, like I would die without her.
Yeah. So important.
So it's like having those people like around you when you're building these businesses, I feel like is everything.
We were just talking about this.
There's no way I would have been able to do what I've done in anything without her.
With Maddie, like when you get to that level and people are like, oh my God, you're killing it. Or like your brand's everywhere. And you know, we got to that point. I've been to that point. She's been to that point. And we're essentially working for other people. Like, yes, we may be the owners, but like, dude, I show up every day and I give everything I empty my tank every day, like for you.
Yeah.
So you see me doing it too.
Yeah, for sure.
That pushes them to want to work harder, right?
Yeah.
And having a secret weapon. Everybody needs a secret weapon, no matter what you're doing, whether you own your own business or not.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a secret weapon.
Yeah.
That's huge. In the form of a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ever like fearful when you start these companies?
Never.
Like you go.
It's actually my toxic trait.
Yeah. You just go into it and you're like, I know I'm going to figure it out. I know I'm going to do it. Like,
yeah, no, I'm like bikini top off.
I was just going to make that analogy.
I'm like, let's fucking
skinny
go.
dipping in the ocean.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's great. I was literally going to make that
cool
analogy.
plunging before it was a thing. I definitely, and that's one of my biggest like pieces of advice I give people. And you know, it might not always align if you have like a bad idea. I don't want to tell you to just like go for it, honey, you know, but I think that women, we have our gut, you know, and we have some serious intuition. And if you have that feeling, just fucking go for it. And you can't like give yourself even a minute to doubt, because that's when the fear sets in.
For sure.
So if I have an idea and I have that gut feeling and those two things are happening, let's fucking go.
I will say women are fucking super creative. Just in general. And now we have this generation of women that are empowered, and you combine those two superpowers. Yeah. Fuck. Like I admire, like obviously I admire her, but like I admire women like you.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool. Not only are you a mom, which is a whole different conversation.
Hardest job.
Oh.
Dude, the hardest job in the world. Yeah.
Barely passing over here.
Detention.
Yeah. But like what you two and many other women have done is like so cool. Like just from a man's perspective, like you guys are so creative and women are creative.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. My new accountant, recently, he's like, you're a freight train. I said, oh my God, thank you. And he was like, that wasn't a compliment. I'm like, okay. He's like, sometimes you have to slow down. And that's something I'm working on. I really don't know how, especially when you're passionate.
Dude, yeah. Like I'm so passionate. And when I am passionate and I have like that gut instinct, like I'm the same way. Like I'll fucking run through walls. Like that's just like what I do. And I thrive on it. Like I'm so excited about it. I don't know. I feel like
as you mature though, like she used to fucking run through 5 balls at one time, and now she'll just test one and see how it goes first, right?
Yeah.
But like as you get older, and as we all get older, like we all want to run so fast. If we're gonna make that analogy, but you got to stop and take a fucking sip of water at some point, right?
Yeah.
You can't just go; you're gonna die. You know what I mean?
I've gotten better at it too, though. That's, I guess, where I was going with the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, mentor really quick, because this person definitely deserves some love. I do have an entrepreneurial just mentor in general, and that's Alli Webb from Dry Bar. She's been like a really big piece of my life since I started Bronze Bunny. So that is someone that.
Oh, you know her before Bronze Bunny?
I knew her before Coffee Dose.
Because I knew you did the master class or whatever.
Yeah, I know her
right?
before that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just been amazing. And I'm like, if I have a problem, I can like actually just call her on the phone, which is such
amazing.
Yeah, she's awesome and just real. And we're alike in a lot of ways where, you know, she doesn't know everything and she doesn't pretend that she knows everything, but she's done a lot of really awesome things, and she's great at putting people together. And she's just been a really great helper to me.
What do you think the biggest misconception is of entrepreneurship?
That it's fucking glamorous and my favorite. This is my favorite. This is why I don't say that I'm the owner anytime, anywhere. Oh my God, you're killing it. And I'm like, I'm not, I'm dying inside. You know, I'm not killing it.
I'm killing myself.
This is like literally what we say all the time.
It's so frustrating. And I get like, it's sweet. It's nice when people say that, you know, but to get that out there, if that is the vibe that I'm giving you, think about all the work it takes. And like, I think that is the biggest, I mean, not to say that people
most
don't
people
think,
don't see that.
I think most people in business, like obviously get it. Like they know it's not, you don't just open a coffee shop and you have all these people coming in like, and that legit is hard work, but to somebody
fucking
who's
blocking
not,
Newport Boulevard.
Yeah. Like somebody who's not in business, like they literally think you're killing it, like from the outside.
Or even like, let's take fundraising, right? Like there's so many aspects to my business specifically, but to business in general. Like, yeah, I could be killing it on having the line out the door and like the demand and all these things that I've been able to create. But like, there are so many things that like I fucking struggle with. Like I'll open my computer and I'll look at a spreadsheet and I'm just like, Spanish. I think I've sent you a screenshot of a spreadsheet. I'm like, how do you read this?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You know, there's so many things that I cannot do. Yeah. And I think that is really frustrating.
But finding the right people around you to do those jobs is like the key.
Yes.
Yeah, they see the painting, but they don't see the preparation, right? Yeah. They don't see everything that you've done, you know, the late nights, the early mornings, the having to get a phone call from the middle of the night from the fucking police department because your store got broken into, right? That's happened to me many times. Yeah. And nobody knows about that shit, right? Yeah. Like all the things that like add up to this painting that looks cool, but like, dude, you don't see, the average person does not know and see what it takes to build a business, to run a team, have a staff. Like I get fucking fired up when people, you're fucking killing it. It's like, dude, you have no fucking idea.
Yeah. And I try to keep it positive, you know, when someone says that, I usually just say, thank you.
Totally.
Like, thanks, girl. You know, and I just carry on and cry in my fucking car.
But drown my sorrows.
I still don't know if my friend ever listened. I should follow up. I did this like 5-minute voice memo. I cried so hard the other day that like, I don't think I've ever cried that hard. I was like sobbing and I did it on a voice memo to a friend. And at some point, like, I think we both realized like she never got it. And I was like, dank.
Well, she didn't respond to you.
She didn't respond.
What the fuck? Like, I just sobbed and she didn't respond.
It's because she didn't get it.
But she never got the message.
Oh my God.
I was like, great. I'm not going to give you the cliff
at least
notes.
She didn't listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, I have it on my phone. It's pretty funny. I was like, wow.
Can we listen to it?
Yeah, please, no. No. You have to get me drunk to do that.
Yeah. And before we started rolling this, we were talking about are you the owner? When people come into your business, are you the owner? And it's pretty cool that you're like, I just work here.
Yeah.
I'm
in the marketing department.
Yeah, I'm in the marketing department. I think that's really cool because you don't need those accolades, right? Like
I am.
People that know.
Yeah.
And if somebody asks, it's like you give your team credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in one of my stores and somebody comes in like, oh, you must be the owner. It's like, oh no, I've are you the owner? Like, oh, I just work here.
Yep.
I've been working here for 15 years. This place is great.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Or
to
sometimes I'll say, well, it depends. Like, what's your question? Like, are you complaining that I'm certainly not the owner? But it is cool to see people really freak out when they meet you. Like, not everyone, but there's a lot of people out there that think it's really cool what we've done. And I met somebody last night. I met this couple. I was at ABBA with my kids and they were so sweet. And come to find out, they like knew who I was and they were super starstruck. And I'm like, that was such a weird moment for me, but it happens and it's really fucking cool because in my mind, I created a coffee shop that's fun and a space that's inviting and funny, and it's like people see something totally different and I love that.
What would you say your proudest moment is as an entrepreneur?
Proudest moment. I mean, there are moments that continue on every day. The fact that I get to provide for my family without having to answer to anyone else is a pretty powerful thing. I would say
that's everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
like if I want to run away to Italy for a month, which I think we're going to try to do next year, like I can do it. With
your kids?
Yeah.
Fun.
We're going to try.
Do it.
Yeah.
They're old enough.
Yeah, they are. But like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
If I want to buy something, I fucking buy it. If I want to, take friends out, I do it. Like if I want to treat my mom to something nice, it's that freedom is amazing. And it wasn't always like that, obviously, but the hard work really does pay off.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That's amazing.
I mean, I can't wait till we can go to Italy with our kids. When can we do that? I feel like we still have like 3 years.
Well, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel now.
Yeah, stop.
We're considering Cabo.
Our kids are foreign too. Yeah, well, we're going to Hawaii in a couple months.
Yeah.
Our first trip with our kids. So
nice.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Nice.
Chris is terrified.
I've been
I'm just like, we have to do it though. Like, you just got to do it.
My kids really want to go to Hawaii because all their little friends go to Hawaii. And I keep telling Oscar, I'm like, we should do one of those basic bitch vacations. We always go out of the country.
Yeah.
Like to Mexico where it's like scary, some certain parts where we go to it's scary. And it's like, I'd rather take my kids there because we're just different, And I'm like, let's go do one of those like regular family vacations in Hawaii,
That's what we're doing.
Going to the North Shore, so we'll see. It's like chill Hawaii. I guess like most of Hawaii is chill, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can relate to what you were saying though, just the freedom, just having that proud moment, right?
Yeah.
But the freedom is just you can't replace that.
No, you can't. And trust me, there's plenty of struggle in there.
Oh,
but
God, yes, including while on the vacation.
Yes, exactly. But overall, it's like. And I do work on vacation a lot. I mean,
how do you like maintain a work-life balance?
On the daily? I don't think that exists. I think that's a silly statement. No offense, but like, I know that it's a thing that people always talk about.
It's hard for me too. Like I struggle with it all the time.
I live in imbalance.
He's so balanced that like, I feel like that's helped me be balanced, but like, I'm just fucking crazy. Like I want to go. Yeah. Like he keeps me centered.
And Oscar does too. I'm like, I have hormone imbalance. I have work imbalance, personal life imbalance. I'm just embracing it. I'm just in balance. That's okay. I do a lot of like, I do the massages and we love vacations. Like when we open a store, there's always a vacation right after we get it going. That's like something we try to like do. But I'm go. And honestly, like I love working and I love what I do. And I know you're the same way. Like it's so weird when I like step out of my body and I look at myself because I'm my happiest when I am like in full chaos mode. When I'm like, I can't sleep, I can't relax. Like Oscar makes fun of me all the time because he can sit on the couch or lay in bed for like ever. I cannot. Not that he does, but like he can unplug, he can disconnect. I remember when he got COVID, he actually had like the real COVID when it really happened. He got it for like 2 weeks and he was dying. I was working like the whole time. I was like the only one working the shop at one point. And he was so sick. And I remember thinking, God, what a great time to catch up on emails. Like I kind of love when I get sick because it's my body saying like, fucking relax, but I can get so much done.
Yeah.
He is the complete opposite. He did not answer one email or even look at his phone for like 2 weeks. He was dying. He lost 12 pounds.
Oh my God.
And I was like killing myself. But yeah, I mean, I even still to this day, like.
Do you get burnt out? Do you feel like?
No, I get burnt out when I'm not growing.
Okay. Yeah.
I
can relate to that. I get it. I get it.
So wired the opposite. I'm like so backwards. If we're not opening stores or I'm not negotiating a lease or it's been like
if you don't have something on your plate, you feel like you're dying.
It's been a year and a half since we opened Microdose and I am literally dying. I'm dying.
What's next?
I was just going to ask that question. No. What is next?
I don't know.
Is there a next?
Ashley's going to write me a check, she said.
What does that look like?
$550K. Dude, here's another thing that I thought of when I left you the other day is I really do feel like you should try to do like a Kickstarter or some kind of crowdfunding. I feel like you have such a fan base around here.
Yeah.
Like $500,000, I feel like you could raise pretty damn quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we just try it?
Okay.
Let's hire a videographer.
She's committing.
Like, let's try it.
Oh man, that's
sure 6 figures.
Yeah.
Oh.
For sure, right?
In this area?
I know.
$500,000 is going to
like a crowd. You will open your.
You
next
might be able to
store,
raise that from 2 people.
Yeah.
Hell, you might raise that from 1 person. I know.
Just try it. You get a videographer. We have Jensen right here. He'll film the whole thing for you.
Yep.
Saturday, like the line around the block.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You can storyboard the whole thing and just put it up.
Yeah.
Blast it on social.
And I think that's why fundraising is the hardest for me because
dude, it's the worst.
It's the worst. I mean, I'm sure nobody really loves it, but I mean, as far as what's next, I'm ready to like enter the next growth phase, and that's like adding a couple more stores. And I would love a strategic partner, and I keep trying to visualize like what that person looks like. And sometimes it's me, it's like I'm looking at me because I know I can do a lot and I could probably get the job done, at least for now. But I want this to be a national brand.
I see it so clearly. Like I really do. I see it so clearly.
Yeah. I feel the same way too.
I'm obsessed with it.
Improve the concept regionally and then move into national. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I feel like, because we did just have that partnership that just kind of fell through, and it was such a blessing. Like, I do feel like I have a second chance at this, that the universe was like, hey, bitch, you almost just really fucked up. Like, why don't you take a step back and really start paying attention to what's being thrown at you? So yeah.
You're going to figure it out.
What you built is super special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super special. We can't, compliment you enough. And
thank you.
We love it. And I just feel like so many people can relate to it too.
Yeah.
So many bitches can relate.
Yeah. So many bitches.
Different. Like, it's needed in our area. Yeah. If you were to give one piece of advice to future entrepreneurs or future coffee shop owners,
dreamers,
what would it be?
Definitely don't ever give yourself too much time. Like, just do it.
Yep.
Don't waste any time, because that's when fear and doubt set in, and then it's never going to come to fruition.
I love talking about that too, because I feel like that's so hard for people to do.
Yeah.
Because every single person I know, they're like, I want to start a business. How do I do this? How do I go here? I'm like, just start.
Yep.
Just do it.
The scariest thing is thinking about what was on the other side. Like, if you didn't do that, if I didn't take this opportunity with Coffee Dose, like, what the fuck? I was meant to do this. It was meant for me, you know? So that is such a scary thought, to think that if I didn't take the risk.
Yeah.
I
mean, risk is where it's at. That's
you have to take risk. Right there. Yeah. There's no upside without risk. Things will just fall into your lap. We know this, right? But a lot of people don't. Yeah. You have to risk. Just like investing in anything. And I think the most outstretched and outsized returns you're ever going to get from any investment vehicle, it's proven, is investing in yourself. But that doesn't come without risk or fear, right? All the emotions, right? It's a full spectrum of emotions.
Yeah.
Right? So.
My mindset too, like the second you start to go negative in your thoughts and in your mindset, it really does make things start to crumble. So I live in this like alternate universe. Oscar, again, thinks I'm crazy, but like, I have this mindset going at all times where I just believe my own bullshit and it works for me. I'm just like, I'm going to fucking do this. I don't really care if anyone
Honestly,
else believes
I feel
in
like
me.
that's everything though.
Yeah.
Like people talk about visualization
Mindset.
and it's like, if you think that, like, I feel like that's what makes you like
Manifestation, yeah.
believe
Yeah.
it.
Like when I told him I was going to go to Saudi Arabia to go whore myself out to find Saudi investor money.
Get your ass out
He
there,
was like,
dude.
you're funny. And I'm like,
You're like, I'm going.
I was like, what's the weather this time of year? You know?
That's hilarious.
Hey, he's always said I'm very resourceful. So
There you
have to
go.
be. You have
Yeah.
to be.
yeah.
Social handles. You want to
At
shout yourself out?
Yep. At Coffee Dose Cafe. And then I'm Jeni Loves Oscar.
We
With
love
that,
Jenny.
That sounds so good off the
it's
tongue.
you know,
Chris
you
would love if that was my Instagram name.
I don't know if I would
Ashley
love
loves
that.
Chris.
I don't know.
He
If I
would
love that.
fucking love that.
Maybe for like a week.
Okay.
well, poor Oscar. He just never gets. I feel like Oscar never gets any love. Like he's such a rock in this whole journey, but he is so good at just putting me forward and letting me take the spotlight.
Yeah, he's the same.
Yeah.
He's amazing. But you're like a force. Like we're loud. We're fucking.
You guys are both
out
forwards. You guys are
there,
actually
we're-
very similar. It's kind of creepy.
We're crazy.
Yep.
So it's like, it's kind of hard for them to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
When, like we apparently are.
I don't think nor were we looking to be the center of attention. I love that you're the center of attention.
I mean, I'm not trying to be the center of attention, but it's just like,
I think
like, I'm
strong, confident men can allow that to
Yeah.
happen. And I mean, that he's with.
Listen,
me for a
if I
reason.
wanted to, I could go be the center of attention. We know that. So you can be the center of attention.
You're spicy over there.
But yeah, the Jeni Love Oscar handle is typically like me crying while I'm putting my makeup on, makeup tutorials,
Talking shit, getting sued.
talking
shit.
calling people out.
Yep.
Just
We love
good,
it.
solid, fun.
Yeah. We're here for that. We're here for that.
Definitely a great follow. Definitely a great follow.
Yep.
Okay, well, you're the best.
Yes,
We
thank
love
you for coming today. This was really
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you for having
We really
me.
appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We take great pride in what we're doing here, and we hope we're providing you guys with great content and something that you guys can learn from.
Pretty please leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to us on, whether it's Apple, YouTube, or Spotify, and follow us on social media, Hello Dreamer Media.
Thank you.